Hope you're doing fantastic. Hope you're doing great. Hope life is treating you good, and I hope you're being kind to one another and letting the people you know you care about that you're special to them. I hadn't planned on doing a video tonight. I really didn't. I won't lie, I've had a few drinks in my system, so you have to forgive me for that. But then just out of nowhere, I just decided I was going to do a toy review. And it's a figure I've debated on doing a review with for a bit, mainly because he really didn't become a more prominent figure till after the Bayformer movies. And yes, I don't refer to Michael Bay's Transformer movies as Transformer movies because they're absolutely ridiculous, but out of the few characters that came out of that movie, he was one of the few that stood out. And I'm referring to Barricade, the police car. He was a really cool figure. They did a nice job with him. And out of all the figures from that cesspool of crap known as Bayformer movies, he was one of the few that really stood out. Now, his origins go a little further back than that. If you go by the lore, it was after the war, and he, according to, if you want to go by certain websites, he's a kind of a corrupt cop type thing, but he does have certain morals. He was always willing to listen to Starscream a bit more than others may have been. But I just thought overall he was a cool character. So I figured I'd review his toy tonight. But before I do that, I wanted to share just a couple things. And you may care about this. You may not. Who knows? Whatever. But I kind of worked on my station a little bit. For those who've watched my videos more than a couple times, you would know that prior to that, this was my toolbox. And you'll notice there's no longer tools in here. And that's because I brought a new one. But I found a use for this one, so I keep all my stuff in here, like my paper bonding for bonding paper edges, my disinfectant wipes, my rust removal right here, good stuff, my Ronson's lighter fuel, my Brasso, and my, of course, last but not least, my turtle wax right there. So I keep more of my heavy duty cleaning supplies in here now. And let's see if I can do this without messing it up here. Okay. I had this set up perfectly to close it. Tartar sauce. This is going to give me issues, isn't it? Here we go. So, here we go. That is no longer my toolbox. This is now my toolbox. I upgraded. Let me see if I can pull this back a little bit here. I know it's not the manliest of colors, but really who cares? It's a bit more of a functional toolbox, and I'll show you. It's got a compartment up here, which I haven't found a use for that yet, but I'm sure I will. But in here it does. So let's open this up and take a look, shall we? So, in the first compartment, I have my Megatron parts I'm working on. When I reassemble him, I have a little mini screwdriver set, my erasers that I use for trying to get scratches out, my Q-tips, and my paint brushes. That's on the first tier. And if you look in the lower tier here, second tier, I have my drill bits, my screwdrivers, my erasers, and underneath the erasers are some little baggies that I'll use for parts. Alright. And last but not least, on the third bit here, I have my steel wool pads, my microfiber cloths, and the markers I am more prominent to use more than any other at the moment. But so I'm really happy with this pickup. Oh, and of course my tongs. See right there? Tongs always come in handy. So I found, so this toolbox was only 10 bucks. And while it may be not as manly in color, it's much more functional than that clear one I had prior to using that. And I'm pretty happy about that. And I got that, like I said, for 10 bucks at Walmart. So, hey, what can you say? It is what it is, right? So, without further ado, I don't know how long this video is going to go. Like I said, I've got a few drinks in me. Let's take a look at Barricade. I contemplated on doing Spinister or Barricade. Both were cool figures from the Seige series. So here's Barricade. And he looks, like the traditional Barricade you would see. He has right here. Turns the police car, back in a robot, so on and so forth. Box art is pretty standard for the Seige series. Nothing revolutionary. And it's 14 steps here, and I'm hoping there's 14 steps I could get through. Here's a little side art of Barricade. He's in the deluxe class, right there. Okay. So, let's open him up, shall we? Why not? Let's have a little fun. It's New Year's, and I got my drink on, and I'm feeling good, and quite frankly, I'm ready to have a little fun. So I'm going to pull out my razor blades here. One thing I'll really be using in this review. Let's close this back up. So push that back there. So here's Barricade. And I'm going to open up my razor blades like that. See? There. These are nice little handy things to have. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to cut myself. Let's hope not. They're kind of stuck together here. Well, that's not good. Okay, here we go. So we're going to go to the back here. And if you look, here's where the little taped area is, right back there. And we're just going to do a quick little slit in the back like this. Like that. And that will open up, and that should open up here. Is there tape? Well, there may be a piece of tape on the side too. Yep, and there it is. Okay, so a little piece of tape on the side too. There we go. Two little slits, just like that. And I have no issue opening this character up because I don't plan on selling him because I like him. And the characters I do like, I don't generally want to sell. So he's going to stay with me for a bit. Just don't note though, when you open these up, especially like with the more common figures, and sadly Barricade doesn't get the respect he deserves. He's considered more of a common figure, so you open him up, you're going to decrease his value. It is what it is. But who cares at this point, because he's open. So let's open it up and see what we got on the inside. Let's pull him out. All right. So I'm going to put his box to the side right there. We have our instructions for Barricade. And I've noticed the printing on these instructions is absolutely atrocious. But let's hope that's not the case with this guy. So we have our printing instructions, Barricade, 1 through 4. And finally, the finished product is a police car. Here's his background. Right there. Each character comes with kind of like a background. And this character has these annoying little rubber band snaps on the back. But that's okay. That's okay. So we're going to take our razor blade out that we were using before. Excuse me. Good stuff. So we're going to go right here and just quickly boom, as I get in there with the ring. Like that. See? Like that. And like that. And like that. And we're going to set him free. So we're going to go. So right there. And that's okay. Here we go. And Barricade's happy. I hear him talking. He's like, yes, you're setting me free. Lord almighty, I'm free. Let's take Barricade out. And here is Barricade. Right here. Okay. And you got here. Let's take a quick. Let's see. I like to do the Poseable Test and just twist the figure around the best I can and just give it a good feel for it and see how poseable this characters are. And he feels pretty poseable thus far. Let's pop his weapons out though. So I'm going to put Barricade right there for now. And you can admire Barricade in all his beauty. Donning the purple and black. Okay. And he's having a little trouble standing up for whatever reason. That can't be good. Let's see. You know, you shouldn't have done this much effort trying to stand your toys up, right? Anyways. Okay. Barricade, right there. Start standing up. Let's get his accessories here. And it looks like he comes with a couple guns and what I would assume would be the top of the police car. Okay, well, one of his police guns popped off and it fell to the floor. So we're going to have to pick that up. And let's get this right here. Well, both his guns fell to the floor. Okay. Alright, and Barricade fell down along with his police guns, or his little guns down here. And I'm going to pick those up real quick. Bear with me here. Okay. So here's Barricade. Stand him back up. If you can stand up. Right there. He seems a bit top heavy. I will say that right off the bat. He seems a little top heavy. Okay, and here are his guns. Right here. Right there. Okay. And it looks like you could put these in here. I'm just going to assume you could put these in here. And you can. So you could put his guns in here. Like that. And I'm going to assume you could put these in, one of these in his hand at least. Okay, yep. And you could do that too. So if you want to put the guns on the top of his body. Or if you want to put them in his hands. It goes in there. And I mean, his arms are fairly poseable. Like I said, he seems pretty poseable. And that's nice in modern day Transformers. Even though I'll be honest with you, I'm not a fan of how they're made overall. A lot of times the pieces pop off. And that's an issue for me. And it should be an issue for people buying them. But it is what it is. His Decepticon logo showing proudly right there. It would have been nice if that was in purple, but okay. It's just more of a silver outline in black, but okay. So let's take a look here. And let's see how we transform this little guy. Okay. According to this, it goes like this and like this. So he's kind of like doing like one of these things. And you're supposed to flip this like this. His arms backwards. And then like this. So, like that. Right there we go. So that's, I'm just following the steps here on the paperwork here. And then, according to this, you're supposed to flip this backwards like this. Like that. And looks like this little piece right here goes down like that. And let's see. So we did that, we did that. What's that little piece? Does this go back? Oh, jeez. It wouldn't be a video if I didn't break a piece off. And his head just popped right off. So, did that. So, am I just supposed to do this? Okay, so this goes back up like this. Okay, so let's see. Alright, so it doesn't explain this instruction, but this should go back up like this, and this will go up like this. I'm thinking. So you have that right there. See? Okay, so like that. And so I'm going to assume that goes like that. And then it shows the legs here. And it looks like the legs go like this. So, like that. I assume these legs go together like this. I'm not looking at the instructions right now because at this point, the instructions aggravate me. So I'm going to assume this goes like this. Alright, so we got the legs here like this, like this. And according to this, here we go. Okay, so right there like this. It's like this. I'm going to assume the doors go here. And finally, the door, this goes in this way, obviously. So the wheels have to go in this way. Okay, let's see if I can figure this out here. So like this. Okay, so it doesn't take too much to figure this guy out, I think. It's just logic more than anything. And there we go. And then you would take this barricade. I'm gonna take the little top of the flashlight where the cops are. Like this. Put it top here. Like that. Okay. Okay. So there's the top where the flashlights go. Like that. See? Got a cop car here. Cop car mode. Looks sharp. I think so. I think it looks okay. I mean, I've never seen a cop car with purple tint, but okay. That's besides the point. We're not going to judge that. And then you put this here, like that. And this here, like that. And there you go. You have full barricade mode. Does the wheels roll? No. Let's take a look here. Do the wheels? Yeah, I know it's hard to see from here, but the wheels don't move all that great. Let's see. Let's see something real quick. Okay, so I got the doors. Looks like there's holes that the doors go in right here at the top, like right here. So that's the kind of the complete how it goes. And again, the wheels don't really work all that great on this guy. Much like yeah, you have to really force it down. Oh, there we go. See, look, see. Now the wheels work okay. But I mean, you really have to push it down, and you can push it, but it doesn't really go that great. Let's see some. Oh, I think I got one of the arms not twisted the right way. Let's see if I can get that before. Maybe that'll resolve the issue. Huh? Maybe. Let's take a look here. So let's do that. Okay, so the arm should be like this. Okay. And his head fell off again. And I don't remember having these problems with Transformers as a kid. Maybe that's something that they should really consider, but I don't remember that. So we're going to try this a different way because I want to see, I just want to make sure I got it the right way before I really kind of give it that. Okay, so I got the arms in the right way. One of the arms was not in the right way. So see, right there. All right, let's try now. No, the wheels still don't roll too great. I mean, it's a cool looking figure in car mode and alt mode. You got a little battle damage there. I'm assuming that's from, hitting a barricade. Ha ha ha. And it's a cool looking toy. Like I said, his alt mode is solid, but much like Mirage, he doesn't really roll around freely like he should. So okay, so let's turn him back into robot mode. Oh, and his head fell off again. Jeez Louise, man. Look, I'm no toy maker, okay? I'm really not. But how does stuff like this get past quality control? How does someone making this toy, when this toy is made, see, here's his head. It's supposed to be working here. It's fell off 4 times during this review. And I know I'm not the most, whatever on Transformers, because but goddamn. So how is it possible that you can have his head fall off so much? I find it amazing. So, okay, so here we go. Let's put him back in alt mode. Let's break his legs apart here. See right there, legs break apart. What up, man? How's it going? You caught me during the middle of one of my toy reviews. I'm sorry it's not a movie, but yeah, I do a lot of toy reviews. So we got Barricade in where this is just garbage, man. Look at this. The head just pops right off. Never had that issue growing up with Transformers. Never had that issue. I mean, the modern day Transformers are there's certain positives about it. They're much more flexible and much more poseable, obviously, and that's cool. But god dang it, if I was a kid, I'd be annoyed with this. I know the head is horrible on here, man. The head is horrible. How you doing, by the way? Happy New Year's. Yeah, I still do. I mainly love the G1 ones. I'm currently working on getting a G1 Megatron into tip-top shape, and it's almost there. But I will say, by the time I'm done getting him fixed up. He's going to be $1,000 plus figure. And I'm going to make a lot of money off that guy. So, but I do buy the current ones, and I do review them. So this is Barricade. Looks cool. His alt mode is semi-functional at best. So, I mean, I guess if you're okay with him not being able to really roll around like a cop car, you know, you'll enjoy him. And if you just want to, like I said, he's very poseable. So, like, you could really twist him around. Like, he could, like, really boogie. He can do a little dance if you want him to, see? Arms, many different positions, so on and so forth. So, in alt mode, yeah, he's solid, man. He's solid. He's a solid figure. His car mode, not so much. I'm a little disappointed with that. And it is what it is. What are you going to do? You would think. See, here's my issue. Okay, this is my issue, right? On the box here, it says for ages 8 and up. But let's be honest. People give kids toys probably when they shouldn't. So if a little kid's playing with this, right? Head pops off. Look how small that head is. That's easily a choking hazard. How does this get past quality control? I don't understand this. I mean, overall, I'm not, right? I mean, he's not a terrible figure if, you know, anyone with half a mind knows that you shouldn't stick a toy head down your throat, but let's face it, there are kids that will do that and can choke on that. And that's an issue for me. Make your toys good. Make them strong. Make them proper. Put the proper age appropriation on for them, for God's sakes. It's not that hard, man. It's not that hard. Sadly, I have to give this figure kind of a... Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, look, man, I could show you toys... All right, I'm going to show you real quickly here because you've been popping on lately, and I appreciate the love. So right here, right? I'm working on restoring this guy right here. See this? That's a G1 Megatron. See that right there? Those pieces were made of metal and plastic, and they were meant to last. And that sucker right there, that toy certainly holds the test of time much more than this Barricade will. And they look nice in package. You know, and they look nice and fancy in the package. Like, okay, so like when you put them back in here in the package, so like this, I'll put them back in the package real quick. Yeah, it does, man. It really does. And it's a darn shame. Because, you know, kids, you know, whether they're pestering their mom to buy this for them, or they're saving their allowance, or whatever the case may be, they're spending their hard-earned money on these things, and, you know, they get them, and they're just, it's just made of crap. Just absolute crap. And that bothers me, man. It really does. So, but I want like when I show you, right? Like, this is what it looks like in package before it's unopened, right? And you would think to yourself, wow, that looks pretty damn cool. Figure looks solid, whatever. Packaging looks really neat. You got some nice artwork on there. And it shows you in the back how he transforms into his vehicle mode and robot mode, and they put him in cool poses. And he is poseable. I will say that. He is a poseable figure. He's not a very durable figure, though. He just isn't. He just isn't. And that disappoints me because I do like Barricade as a figure. Sadly, I would have to give this a thumbs down. Even to a collector, I mean, like just looking at the details, the Decepticon logo isn't colorized in. The legs right there, I've never seen a cop car with neon tinted purple legs. He kind of looks like a very generic figure to me. There's nothing that stands out. So even if you just wanted to collect him and pose him and put him on your shelf, he just seems very bland and generic. And as far as this being a playable toy for a kid, I couldn't endorse this. I wouldn't get this for my boy. I brought my son a ton of Transformers over the years. And even during his time, they were never made this poorly. They weren't made great, but they weren't made this poorly. His head literally popped off. And I hate using the word literally, but his head literally popped off 4 times while trying to transform him. That is unacceptable. And I'll give you another example here. Just to show you, because I did a recent review of some bargain Transformers for kids. Right? I'm going to show you something real quick. This is my bag of junk toys right there. These are toys that are used for experimentation here. Ones I've done reviews on, so on and so forth. And pretty much they're junk. I can't sell them. I can't do much with them. But I'm going to show you this real quick. And a lot of these Transformers toys are like this. Like, watch this. Like, just like that. Arm pops off without any effort. Leg joint right there. Just like that. Leg joint pops off. Now, the one nice thing I guess you could say is they make them so they break off, where you could pop them back on, and that's all cool and all. But this little guy right here was geared towards ages 5 and up. 5 years old and up. And you can't tell me 5-year-olds don't put toys in their mouth. And these are hard plastic pieces. Hard plastic pieces. If a 5-year-old, see how his arm just popped off? If a 5-year-old just decided to gnaw on that and chew on that, he could easily get that caught in his throat. It's horrible. This is horrible. I don't know who they pay to say, yeah, these toys are okay. I mean, quality control certainly is subpar. I have to say, Hasbro, when they're willing to allow toys like this to go out and say a 5-year-old is okay to have this toy. Is it a simplistic toy that a 5-year-old can have fun with? Sure, as long as they don't break any pieces off and shove it down their gullet. But as a parent, my son's an adult now, but once you have a kid, you're always a parent. That would bother me. This would bother me. Like if it's just a damn shame. It has gone into a shithole. It's all about the buck. I mean, you look at, okay, see, this is the Megatron I'm working on right here. This is his lower body, right? Look at this. Metal. 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 Right there. Metal. Hard plastic. And I'm not talking chintzy plastic. I'm talking about, like, hard, this is hard plastic. Metal. Metal feet. Right there. And you could transform this guy, and he can last a long time as long as you don't go around like beating him with a brick or abusing him. I know he's incomplete because I have right here. This is his upper torso because I know right here. See those unchromed pieces? I have those polished, and I've gotten all the scratches out of them, and I'm getting them re-chromed so I can put my Megatron back together. But then he will look like Megatron, and he will be in tip-top shape. But this compared to this, it's just downright shameful. And that Barricade was an absolute disgrace. I have other figures, and they look really nice in box, but I'm afraid to open them up. Open them up. I'm afraid that if I open them up, that I'm just going to be disappointed with the quality that they're dishing out. And some of these Transformers they're charging like $50 for. Like really, $50 for this. Okay. For a pair of jets right here. That's Skywarp and Thundercracker. Right there. $60. So it's not like these things are dirt cheap. You know? Anyways, I've rambled on long enough. I did my Barricade review. And I've just gone on long enough. I'm going to give that Barricade figure a thumbs. Yeah. No, $60. This figure right here, this is Shockwave. It looks nice in box, but that figure right there was like $50. So these things aren't cheap. And I just get amazed by it. And you see scalpers making hundreds to thousands of dollars off these toys because they come out brand new. And they're like, and because you can't get them at the stores, oh, well, I better pay $100, $150, whatever for these toys. I could only imagine if I opened up. Okay, I'll show you, like, for example, right here real quickly. This was the latest Transformers toy that was, like, really hot. And that's a Netflix Soundwave because he's very G1 style. And the tapes, and he came with a Laserbeak and Ravage. Right? Exactly. So when I did my review on it, pieces broke off of the tapes. Now Soundwave was okay. I'll be fair, Soundwave was okay. And overall he was a cool figure. But the tapes, these little guys right here, were absolute trash. Absolute trash. And this guy is I want to say a $30, $40 figure. I don't remember exactly what I paid. I want to say $40. $40 for this figure. And they're breaking easily just by snapping off, just trying to turn them into their alt modes. I've never looked at the Jurassic toys, but if they're anything like the Transformers license that they're working with, it doesn't shock me. I am more of a G1 enthusiast. I collect G1 Transformers, like ones from the 80s. Guys like this. He's kind of beat up, but he's one of my beat up toys. But like guys like this, Mixmaster, one of the Constructicons. I mean, he was considered a cheap toy back then, right? But still, you could pull on these parts left and right, and you have to really yank them hard to get those arms off. And the plastic is so much more durable, and you could feel it in the quality of the plastic. It's just very disappointing overall to see how the almighty buck has ruined it. They don't make toys to last anymore. They make toys to replace. You break a toy, go out there and buy a new one. It's very sad. Mattel, I reviewed a few Mattel toys. Not any of the recent ones though. I know Mattel. I want to say what the He-Man license. A while back ago. I did a review on a bunch of He-Man stuff from back in the day in the 80s. I had them all. He-Man, Skeletor, was it Trapjaw, Skunkor, so on and so forth. In the it was a lot. The toys back then, and even it's kind of odd if you think about it, because if you look at the toys, like say from the 50s and 60s, and even you want to go back to the 40s, but I don't want to go back that far. But you look at the toys from then, where they were made out of tin and metal exclusively, and in the 80s, the ones from the 80s were considered junk compared to the ones from the 60s and 50s, and so on and so forth. And now you just have that Constructicon, right? It was made out of plastic. But you couldn't do that to it. This is just really shoddy, crappy plastic. Sadly, I don't see it getting any better. I really don't. So I don't invest too much money into modern toys. Just because I don't think they're worth it. I don't even think they're worth the money just to buy to play with, to give your kids, but whatever. Kids are going to want what's new. My little niece loves, what are they, LOLs and OMGs. These absolute trashy toys that cost $20, $30, $40, $50. They can go as low as like $10, $5. But they're these like little junky doll toys that they'll be forgotten about in a couple of years, and sadly that's just how it is. A Kenner, Kenner, the Star Wars line is really, I don't know, I'm not an expert, but I know the Star Wars line really made Kenner, made them big time players with Star Wars line. And I think, Disney obviously runs Kenner now. Not Kenner, but Star Wars. And Disney, while they do put out their fair share of crap, if you're willing to dole out some money, you can. The Disney toys seem like they're pretty quality toys. I've brought in my niece enough of that Frozen garbage, because she loves Frozen the movie, Frozen 1 and 2, with Elsa and Anna and all that stuff, to know that, I would always go out there and make sure I'd buy like the good toys for her, because I knew how she would just absolutely destroy them. But I brought them for her because I want them to last, and then they still do. But don't get me wrong, Disney. What's up, Toxic? Hello, Toxic Jalapeno 20. Thank you for joining me. You just missed my riveting review of this guy right here. Barricade from the Transformers Siege War for Cybertron trilogy series. Just absolute trash. He's not worth it. And I've kind of gone on a rant about how crappy toys are made these days. Well, thank you for that follow. Much love to you, bro. Much love to you. I do appreciate it. I used to do a lot of online streaming gaming purposes and things like that. But not too much these days. I mainly do toy reviews, and if you ask Depressed Nia, I've been doing a lot of fan film watching. I would do some fan film watching with, your more mainstream movies, but, legal purposes and things of that nature can get me in trouble. So far, so good, man. I'm enjoying my drink. It's New Year's. And, well, pretty soon, I'd say in the next 10 minutes or so, I'm going to go harass my old lady for a little bit. And, we're having a good time. Not too bad, not too bad. But yeah, so I've been doing mainly toy reviews. Once in a while, I'll do like a mobile game review, like Dead by Daylight, primarily, if anything. But I've been doing like some fan film reviews. Depressed Nia has watched some Friday the 13th fan films with me, and that was kind of fun. We had some fun watching that. He came up with some nice little puns in those movies. But I hope you guys are having a great New Year's. I really do. And I appreciate you guys taking the time to tune in and check me out. And I have some newer figures from the Hasbro Pulse website that I pre-order coming up. Sandstorm. He's a G2 figure that I'll be doing soon. And I will be keeping you guys updated on my G1 Megatron as they go in. As I said before, I've got my G1 Megatron parts. I basically, what I did was I took these the G1 Megatron, I took them apart. I de-chromed him. See that chrome part right there? Took that chrome off. I've thought about Pokemon. I don't know enough about Pokemon to know what I'm talking about. What I know about Pokemon is Charizard and Pikachu and Squirtle and just some stuff my son, he liked Pokemon. I would have no idea what I'm looking for, but it has crossed my mind because I do see it's quite popular. So I de-chromed those pieces right there. I took out all the scratches and nicks. So right now they're perfectly clean, and I'm going to get these re-chromed so they look like that, but without the scratches and nicks. And then I will be putting that back together with this, my G1 Megatron here. And right now I'm working on getting the scratches out of all the handle and the side pieces right here. And I've been pretty successful with it so far. I just started this guy right here. And when I put this figure together with the new chrome pieces, I'll be looking at just the figure alone, not including the original box I have and the accessories. I'll be looking at $1,000 figure easily if I wanted to sell him. But I have no intention of selling him because this was one of my favorite toys as a kid. This was one of the first Transformers I got when I was a kid. And it has a lot of sentimental value to me. So it's not going anywhere. It's going to stay on my shelf, and most likely I'll pass it down onto my kid, when that time comes, when I pass. But I do a lot of restoration work. So I've done videos showing how to remove stickers from old packaging, how to de-chrome toys, how to fix toys, mainly older toys, things like that. I don't have a lot of admiration for the newer toys, so I don't really do much with that other than when I want to unbox a new figure. I've been streaming for going on 2 years now. I mainly did video game streaming on my PS4 back in the day. I did a lot of Friday the 13th, Dead by Daylight, Final Fantasy, Elder Scroll. Did a lot of stuff like that, and it just burnt me out, man. If you guys on Twitch, you obviously know the score. I was building up a decent little fan base, but I I do mobile streaming on occasion, but not much. It burnt me out, man. When you stream video games, people expect you to do it on a schedule, and you have to do it like 4 or 5 times a week to maintain an audience and really keep that momentum going. And I work a full-time job. I pay bills to keep a roof over my head and put food in the fridge, and it just wasn't realistic. I couldn't do it anymore. You know what I mean? I just couldn't. I got burnt out from it. I wasn't having fun. And, once you stop having fun streaming, why are you doing it? You know what I mean? Unless you're making a shit ton of money off it, which I wasn't. I was making little chump change stuff. I had a sponsor here and there. And I was making, bits and, a little bit of money from subscribers. But, I mean, just truthfully, it's a hard... Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, so you know what I'm saying. Yeah, so when you stream whenever you feel like it, that's cool. As long as you do it for fun, that's great. But once I started building up a decent enough fan base where they were expecting me to stream, 4 times, 5 times a week, I was just like, yo, man, I like playing video games, but I'm a grown-ass man with real responsibilities, and I just don't have the time to do it. And if you force it, it stops being fun. So I just kind of like, not saying I will never go back to it, but I just basically said, no, I'm done for now. And I tried new ventures, and I enjoy doing toy reviews. And even though I get a much less flow of traffic coming in, I'm enjoying it. And that's more important, more than anything else. I used to always say, if you're not having fun, excuse my language, why the fuck you doing it? But I would say that at the end of all my streams. And I took my own advice. I wasn't having fun. It was just too much of a hassle, too much of a headache. And it wasn't worth my time anymore. So I'm not saying I won't ever do it again. I may get the PS5. At least not for 6 months till after the system launches. I'm a firm believer in waiting for systems to work their bugs out. I've had every system since Atari as a kid and up. I mean, every system. The one system I did not have was ColecoVision. But every other system you could possibly name, Atari 2600, Atari 5200, Nintendo, Super NES, NES, Genesis, Genesis with the fucking CD drive, whatever the hell it is. I've had every system. I used to be a hardcore gamer. And, just as you get older, you get responsibilities. Life happens, man. And you get less and less time for it. And I enjoyed streaming when I did, but like I said, it just burnt me out after a while. And I enjoy what I'm doing now. I just enjoy hanging out with peeps. Depressed Nia has been watching movies with me, and that's been pretty cool. And whoever I meet along the road, you enjoy my company, you do, you don't. That's okay. I don't take it personally. Life's about just meeting new people, making the best of things, and just enjoying it for what it is. Do I have any more whiskey left? I don't think I have any more whiskey left. Yes, I'm out of whiskey. Yeah, man, next time I'm on, if you want to stop in and say hi, cool, man. Much appreciated. And, Depressed Nia, much love to you too for popping back in. And hopefully we can enjoy another fan film together. I enjoy watching them. And, it's pretty entertaining. And on that note, I'm going to call it a night. I got some more booze, some more beverages I need to consume. And I'm going to enjoy watching those fan films are fun. But I'm gonna watch the ball drop with the old lady, and we're gonna try to have a nice night. She's on the phone with her kids, and I'm here talking to you lovely people. So with that note, have a good night. God bless you. Thank you for tuning in.